If you're starting over in life again, it doesn't mean that you failed. You are simply refusing to settle. And the biggest thing that you're realizing is that rebuilding does not require force. You are just so done with the hustling, the pushing, and the forcing. You're here for the self-respect, the quiet courage, and the clean boundaries. You and I are starting our lives again because we've evolved. And that's the big difference that most people miss. We have not been defined by our failures, we've been refined. If you're also in the season of rebuilding your life, not from desperation, but from discernment, then welcome. You are exactly where you need to be. In this video, I'm going to be sharing calm, practical ways to move forward in your life so that you can rebuild without slipping back into panic or pressure. Okay, let's go. So 2 years ago, everything cracked open for me. I had a failed business launch, my relationship ended, and I was 27 grand in debt in British pounds. So I feel we all have this moment. There's just a moment in our lives where everything comes crashing down and we're like, oh, holy crumbs. I have got to this point and I have hit rock bottom. And that moment for me was when I broke up with my partner and I went home to the UK. And I remember looking in the mirror and I honestly did not recognize myself. I looked so drained. I looked such dry. My skin was dry. I looked awful. I looked absolutely depleted. And the first thing that I thought to myself was, oh my gosh, you've done it again. You have overgiven, you have overstretched yourself, you have overworked, and you are here again. But as what always happens in life, life will continue to give us these cycles to try and teach us the lessons that we need to learn. But at the end of this cycle, that was it. I was like, I'm done. And it was at this moment that I had to admit to myself that things had got so bad and I really needed to make deep changes to me and what I was doing and what I was thinking and who I was being, which was not my true self. So to rebuild myself financially, I went to work in China for 2 years. And it was definitely not the easiest time. It was very isolating. It was just me. But I believe that China was not a detour. It was the perfect cocoon. And it made me ask the deep questions. Like, when did survival become an identity for me? And when did we decide that we're only allowed stability if it comes at a cost to ourselves? My time in China not only rebuilt my bank balance, but it rebuilt me. It rebuilt my beliefs about work, about worth, and about what's possible for all of us. One of the biggest beliefs that I uncovered in myself is a belief that was given to me by my dad. He told me that I could never make money doing what I loved. And it took a long time to see that belief and shed that belief. Up until 2 years ago, I think I still believed it. But I'm here now in Cambodia, not to escape my life, but reclaim my life. I want to create a future that isn't about self-betrayal and to see and experience that ease and success can coexist. They are not opposite ends of the spectrum. Life is like a Super Mario game. Do you remember in that point in the game where he used to get to this special level and he could choose which pipe to go down? And wow, this was on my Master System. That's how old I was. No, wait, was it the Master System? Anywho, you could choose which pipe you went down and you would then go down it and you would see the prize at the end, right? And I'm just thinking that life is exactly like that. Look, we can choose any pipe to go down, but at the end of the day, you are going to get to your destination. You are going to be able to face the boss and you're going to get to the next level. Some paths may take a little longer than others, and some paths are definitely more difficult than others. And that can be circumstances, but it can also be the beliefs that we have and the actions that we do. And yeah, there are easier paths to choose. Sometimes we just can't see it. We are like a horse with blinkers on, and we can get so sucked into one thing and be like, I have to do it this way, and this is the only way that I can succeed, or this is the only way I can create money, or this is the only way that I'm going to be happy. But as you and I know, that is not the case. And we are living in a world of opportunity. Opportunity and money are all around us. And I am here to play the game. And I'm sure that you are here to play the game too. I do think like that every day. When I go out and I love to ride my bike, and I'll go out and interact with lots of people, and I just see it as a video game. I'm like, what game am I going to play today? What little challenge am I going to pick? What self-care activity am I going to do to replenish my points? Life is just a video game, and you can choose to play it and definitely enjoy the game in the process. So how do we move forward without falling back into panic and pressure? Well, I think it's a combination of three things. A, we have to choose to be ourselves. B, we have to decide to take action. And C, we just have to honor our process. You know that success is not a straight line, so there's going to be ups and downs, and you just got to roll with it. Another thing is honoring and claiming and living in your strength. The strength to speak up and use your voice. The strength to know and hold your boundaries. Strength in not settling. Strength in taking rest when you need it. And yeah, strength in saying, not everybody gets access to me anymore. Before I launched this YouTube channel, I was making the Failure Flip website, and I started with particular prices on that website. And as it drew closer to me publishing the website, it just became more and more apparent to me that that those prices were not reflecting who I had become in the last 90 days since being here in Cambodia. I was like, okay, I'm going to change the prices before I officially launch and hit publish here. And I'm so glad I did. I feel really good about those prices, because we really do teach the world how to treat us by how we treat ourselves. I want to stress, like, self-respect is not a side note. It is your actual strategy to rebuild and move forward in all the ways that you are thinking of right now. So I always imagine that I'm carrying a toolbox with me every day, and I would love to share some of the tools that I use with you now. Say yes slowly and say no without guilt. I used to be a chronic people pleaser. I would automatically say yes to anything that someone asked of me. But now that strategy is so different. Every time I'm invited somewhere or asked to do something, I just take a moment to ask myself, do I want to do that? Does that excite me to do that? And I ask all areas of myself. I ask my mind, I check in with my body and see how that actually feels. And I remind myself, is this something that aligns with the path that I'm on now or not? So when someone invites you to do something, or requests you to do something, or demands that you do something, remember, you are your own person. Take your time to think about whether it's the right thing for you. Sometimes the best thing that you can say is, I'll think about it and get back to you. Another phenomenal tool that I'm using in my life is actually creating the space for myself to think and feel. When I was working in China, it was go, 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 go. I felt that I could not get a breather for myself at any minute. And I understand that I'm a single woman who lives alone and I work for myself. So you may be married, you may have children, you may have a lot more going on than me. Still, It is your choice and your agency and your power to create the time and space for yourself to think and feel. Back when I was travel blogging, I was living a very fast-paced life, and sometimes in projects, you would fly from one end of the world to the other the next day. So it got to the point where I was having so much fun and a lot of freedom, but I had no anchor on my ship. And I got to the point, I remember it, I got to the point where I was just at the most amazing destination. Funnily enough, cannot remember the destination, but I remember the feeling, and I was looking at this beautiful thing that many people would only wish to see, and I felt nothing. I was just, I felt nothing, and I was so lost and just so done and just so overstretched. And I knew at that point also that I needed to do something. The universe needs to know your address in order to deliver all of the amazing, phenomenal goodies to you in the world. So if you are moving too fast, or you're not even allowing yourself the space to receive, how is it going to get to you? Another tool I use is that I make friends with my fears. We can be so tempted when those fears come up in our body or our mind to be like, no, go away, I don't want to talk to you. Like, you're just kind of like trying to shove it down in a box, right? But every time a fear comes up, or a kind of anxiety or worry or stress comes into me, I'm like, okay, hello. I see you, I feel you. What do you need to tell me? And if you give the time and space to your fears as well, and actually let them speak, you're going to move through that process so much quicker, rather than just shutting the door on them all the time. So when they come, welcome them in, ask them what they need, what they're worried about, what they're thinking, how they can feel more safe. And when you have that conversation, life is going to get a lot easier. And the last tool that I want to share with you is choosing aligned relationships. I used to jump very quickly into romantic relationships and also friendships. And look, I'm not saying to be cold or defensive, nothing like that. But, and I know you know this, I'm saying to you, look, when you're dating someone, actually take the time to get to know them before you kind of sign on the dotted line. I rushed things, especially as a digital nomad. When I was traveling around so much, I would meet someone, just, be head over heels. They'd be like, let's go, let's go to this country tomorrow, which is very romantic and fun in the moment, but it never had longevity or sustainability, or the chance to really know and understand that person, their morals, their values, their triggers, and their red flags, right? So take your time for aligned relationships. And there are phenomenal people out there who have got your back, who understand you, who understand your values, and who support your goals. So if you're rebuilding too, let this be your permission slip. You don't need to rush to prove that you're okay. You do not need to earn your worth. To continue honoring who you are, as a next step, I recommend my Success Reset quiz. It's going to unlock for you the next step that's going to take you to the next level as you rebuild your life and business. It's going to show you your strengths, the season that you're in, and your next bold move. The link is below, and remember, you haven't failed, you've been forged. Up next, how can you not only just survive failure, but thrive in it? In my next video, I'm going to show you the tools that you can use to take failure and walk with it with your head held high, so that you can come out the other end stronger than ever before. See you in the next video.